Working with AI, we are only getting mediocre answers. Not that they are bad, they are answers that anyone can get. Hey everyone, this is Alan. In today's video, I want to talk about some ideas that I had from an article that I read yesterday. And basically, what I want to talk about today is that we have a problem that when you are talking with AI, the first answer, like the answer from the first prompt, is actually really replaceable because it is something that anyone can get. So when you get the first prompt in any AI, it is basically everyone's answer. It's not something tailored to you. It is something that anyone can get. And for example, if I was planning my content on what AI gives me at first, with only the first prompt, someone else's content would replace it easily. So that's why I even don't like to create AI made content, and I don't like the idea of like creating dark YouTube channels where you would not show your face. You would just run video generated by AI with scripts generated by AI. I know that there might be some people that they even make money with it, but I don't like this idea. I think it is replaceable in the long run. And the article that I read yesterday is from George Mack, and his article is "Normal is Forgotten, Only Weird Survives." And this idea really got me thinking. And as he said in his article, nobody tells stories of when you did the expected. They only tell stories of when you did the unexpected. And I I connected it on my mind that the AI default answers are the expected. If you are creating content with AI, or creating systems that AI easily comes up with, it is just expected. It will be easily replaceable and easily forgotten. And as he says, the unusual is what is remembered. And what do I think about how to deal with it? Because I work with AI on a daily basis for months already, and I've been working with AI in projects for more than 1 year using AI to make systems to code. And since ChatGPT came out, I was already using it on my daily work. And the thing is, we have to work as a filter because like AI has answers like this. So let's say that we have this amount of answer from AI, and it is the same for everyone. When you add your personality, your worldview, your beliefs, your principles, you will filter the answers to have your taste on it, your personality. So when I am talking with AI based on my notes, based on my thoughts about George's article, it will not be the same as someone else's. And with this, you achieve a view, an answer, a result that is more unique. And by being unique, it might actually be less forgettable. And with that, what we have here, we have a filter movement. So something starts bigger, and with filtering it gets smaller. So this whole process of adding bits and parts of yourself into working with AI, you are filtering the result, and things that used to be common start to become more unexpected, as the article says. But this filter is not something that we are born with. We have to build it. And what I think that we need to build this kind of people call this taste, and I'm calling it as like filtering AI answers and adding a bits of yourself into working with AI. But let's call this taste. To build taste, you actually have to build foundations. So let's say that if I was a designer, a graphic designer, to build my taste, I would first get to understand what is really good design. And to do that, I would to study the principles, the foundation, the rules of design that make things look good. So spacing, repetition, the principles of design. And what is also needed is introspection because we have to actually sit with things for a time to process. Our mind works in two ways. It is when you are actually reading and getting information, it is one way. The other way is when we are alone with our thoughts, when we are thinking about, when we are reflecting, when we are actually making connections with we already know. And this is possible with introspection, with being with yourself, with your own mind. And let's say that what I am using for today's video is one example of one of my traits that for a Brazilian, I read more than the average Brazilian, I would say. And for a Brazilian, I am above average. Not like I am better than other people, but I am above average because most of Brazilians don't speak English. So if I combine reading more than the average Brazilian and speaking in English, I can be a Brazilian that creates content in English based on what he reads. So that's something that makes me a little bit more unique. But I know that in the YouTube ecosystem, I'm not that unique. I am just building my personality. And the thing is, the thing that makes me kind of unique is that you are actually seeing it in real time as I build my personal brand. So that's something that not a lot of other people are doing. And I wouldn't say because I don't know a lot of other channels, but by doing this daily and showing each and every mistake and getting better from one video to another, if you go from my first video since this challenge began, you will already see improvements. So that's what makes me unique. I am showing how I am improving. And one personal example, another personal example that I realized it for the past few days is that I started creating content in Portuguese, working with AI, and usually in websites, and usually the normal path that people follow is this one. People create content about creating pages with AI landing pages, and everyone does that, and it is just one more video in the feed, and all landing pages look the same because people don't even use skills most of the time, but then they use front end skills, but it still looks the same as everyone. And what I am doing for my content in Portuguese is that I connected WordPress and Elementor to Cloud Code because in Brazil a lot of clients from the digital marketing niche, they use WordPress, and most of them will not change transfer their website from WordPress to Vercel or like something that is only made in code. And almost no one right now is doing this, working with Cloud Code connected to WordPress and Elementor. And for all the contents that I tried in the last few years, this one is the one that is having most traction. And so that's one example that I found something unique working with AI because I adapted to my knowledge working with Elementor for like 4 years. And when you are just using AI as someone else's, you are going into the easy path. You are doing the average, and average is the easiest. And as it is the easiest, it will not, you will only be just as another person. And anyone that uses AI can do that, can do the average. The real results are based on how developed you are. So the whole point of my channel is showing on public how I am trying to develop myself. And this even creates content for me to talk about the idea that you should improve. You should also develop yourself and improve yourself to work with AI. I'm not telling you that you should not use AI or use AI just as everyone else is doing. You actually need to develop yourself, but use AI as leverage, just as my motto says down here. AI is leverage, but for a good leverage, you need to become even better each and every day. And as the final thought that I have for today is that AI leverages based on your uniqueness. So the most unique you are, the more developed your personality is, the better will be the results from the leverage that comes with AI from AI. And that's it for today. This is the article that inspired me to this video, and I will put it in the description. I really recommend you guys to read it, and see you guys in another video.